Shalom, shalom, good morning. It is May the 22nd, 2019. It is the 17th day of the second Hebrew month. If you're new to my channel, my name is Daniel Lee. I live here in Juneau, Alaska, and this is what I do. I preach and teach the Hebrew Jewish roots of the Christian faith on my website, spiritandtorah.com. I expose satanic pedophiles to investigative reporting on my YouTube channel. I provide satanic ritual abuse survivors a platform to speak out on. I protect the innocent children. And I lead a nightly Zoom room prayer meeting where brothers and sisters in Messiah, we join together to pray for President Trump, this nation, and other subscribers. Hallelujah. Okay. We're going to go back to my roots here. But what I mean by that is last summer, early fall, when I first started covering satanic pedophiles, I was exposing a lot of the satanic pedophiles in Hollywood. And Quentin Tarantino, he covers for satanic pedophiles, that's for sure. He definitely defends them. I don't know if he himself is a satanic pedophile, but I know he defends them. And the big headline yesterday on May 21st was Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, wows Cannes premiere audience, Pitt, DiCaprio, and Bravi Superb. So they rolled out the red carpet. Quentin Tarantino came out and basically he's the darling of the Cannes Film Festival this year. And I'm going to bring up a story that came out, when was this published? February 6, 2018. And just remind everyone about who Quentin Tarantino really is. This was a story put out by Variety. And it says, Quentin Tarantino defends Polanski in resurfaced interview. 13-year-old girl wanted to have it. I'm just going to read this here. The backlash against director Quentin Tarantino keeps building. After being accused by Uma Thurman of coercing her to perform a dangerous driving stunt, which led to a car crash on the set of Kill Bill, the filmmaker is now under fire for defending Roman Polanski in a 2003 Howard Stern interview that has resurfaced online. Tarantino said Polanski's 13-year-old victim wanted to have it and dated the guy. Polanski was arrested in 1977 for 5 offenses following the alleged assault, including rape by use of drugs, perversion, sodomy, and lewd and lascivious acts upon a child under 14. He fled the country after pleading guilty to unlawful sex with a minor. He didn't rape the 13-year-old, Tarantino said in the unearthed interview when asked by Stern why Hollywood embraces Polanski. It was a statutory rape. That's not quite the same thing. He had sex with a minor. That's not rape. To me, when you use the word rape, you're talking about violent, throwing them down. That's like one of the most violent crimes in the world. Throwing the word rape around is like throwing the word racist around. It doesn't apply to everything that people use for it. He was guilty of having sex with a minor. This is what Quentin Tarantino said out of his own mouth. The Howard Stern Show co-host Robin Quivers then interrupted Tarantino, as she did throughout the interview, to note that sex wasn't consensual. No, that was not the case at all. She wanted to have it and dated the guy. So Quentin Tarantino is saying this 13-year-old girl wanted to be sodomized and used lasciviously, plied with drugs and alcohol by Polanski. Quivers cut Tarantino off and said she was 13. And then Tarantino responds, and by the way, we're talking about America's morals. We're not talking about the morals in Europe and everything. Howard Stern then interjected. Wait a minute. Quentin, if you have sex with a 13-year-old girl and you're a grown man, you know that that's wrong. Quentin Tarantino replied, look, she was down with this. She talked about it since, no, he didn't really do anything to me. It was a technicality for being 13. Both Howard Stern and Quivers were audibly shocked by Quentin Tarantino's comments, and they continued to push back throughout the interview. So Howard Stern then asked Quentin Tarantino, he says, Quentin, would you ever seduce a 13-year-old with pills and booze? No. Again, you're killing him with the pills and booze thing, the Oscar winner responded. When Quivers and Polanski could have avoided trouble by staying away from the 13-year-old, Tarantino said, he likes girls. He likes babies, Quivers counted. Yeah, exactly. So this was an interview that was actually done back in 2003. It resurfaced in 2018. But everyone in the Hollywood world now is just bending over backwards to just give these accolades to Quentin Tarantino, and he's the darling of the Cannes Film Festival that's going on right now. So I wanted to bring this back up. And I will post this article right below this video. Quentin Tarantino, he defends satanic pedophiles, because I guarantee you that's exactly what Polanski is. Anyone who would consider doing this to a 13-year-old girl needs to be executed. And as far as I'm concerned, those who are defending satanic pedophiles, defending the practice, the only thing I can think of in my mind that Quentin Tarantino would defend so arduously throughout this interview. Remember, he's arguing against someone like Howard Stern. Howard Stern is he's pretty raw, right? I mean, you wouldn't let your little children watch Howard Stern. Even Howard Stern is shocked by what Quentin Tarantino is saying. Hollywood is very, very, very sick. There is no redemption for Hollywood. Hollywood needs to be totally disbanded, just like the CIA. It needs to be totally disbanded. It's rotten to the core. Rotten to the core. Okay, before I end this video, I know this doesn't have much to do with the subject matter or the title of the video, but I do want to just comment on this real quickly. This is a tweet put out by Storm Is Upon Us, just for some good news at the end of this video. He quotes John Solomon. John Solomon has said, and he tweeted this out 12 hours ago. He said the Bucket 5 release within 7 to 8 days. The Bucket 5 release, which is basically referring to the D class. That is something major supposed to come out in about a week. In about a week from today. So we will see what happens. One thing that Storm Is Upon Us is noting today, he says, by now, impatient patriots recognize that the D class, or release the memo, or whatever you call it, was never going to be a single crushing event, but a series of buckets to slowly wake the public up to everything we've been saying. Q's validation and our vindication will be staged. So it's coming out bit by bit. And we've been seeing this. We've been seeing some partial declassments already with what Doug Collins has been doing in releasing these various transcripts that he's been doing over the last few months. But evidently something major is supposed to happen, and Hannity referred to that as well, saying that we're on the verge, on the cusp. When Hannity was talking to Nunes yesterday, Nunes said, look, Geitz was saying within days, if not weeks, we're going to see something very, very major released. So we will see what happens here. But anyway, I wanted to make this video to expose Quentin Tarantino. I am, Yah willing, I am supposed to actually have an interview later today. I'm going to be interviewing a husband and wife who've had their children taken from them. The children have been taken from them for now over 1,000 days. So quite a long time, and it was all over because they decided to homeschool their children. So I'm going to be interviewing them, hopefully get that up later today. And because I like to not just expose satanic pedophiles, but in any way our children are being abused, and CPS is one of the biggest abusers of our children throughout this nation. So I'm looking forward to that, getting that interview out later today. All right, Yah bless you guys. Shalom, shalom. If you like what I'm doing, if you appreciate what I'm doing, if you think I deserve to be paid, this is my full-time career. I love doing what I do. So if you want to help me out, the best way to do so is through my PayPal. That is a link right below this video. You do not have to be a PayPal user to use it. You can use it as a guest. I also have a Patreon where you can pledge monthly, any monthly amount you'd like. You don't necessarily have to follow the tiers that I have set up on the Patreon, but that link is also below this video. And I have a P.O. box where you can send me letters and donations, and I do always try to respond to those with thank you letters, with thank you emails. Just give me time, because I do get inundated with quite a bit of emails. Speaking of my email, if you do want to correspond with me, if you want to send me a prayer request in particular or anything else, my email is below every video. You have to unfold the description box to find it. And that's the best way to get a prayer request to me, so I can get it to my prayer team and we can lift that request up for prayer. All right, Yah bless you guys. Shalom, shalom, and happy Happy Wednesday. God bless.